It's with my great admiration and respect that I'd like to introduce to you the newest member of the Cattle Marketing Hall of Fame, Andy Gottschalk.
Thank you very much. I'm at a loss for words. I can't believe he said as much as he did. But anyway, it is an honor to be here, and I thank the Winters family. But more importantly, all of this people who are here and people who make up the greatest industry in the world, and that is American agriculture, and more specifically, the cattle industry. There is not a better industry where you deal with people that are more honest, and your word is everything. And millions and hundreds of millions of dollars and billions eventually change hands, and it's all on someone's word. No lawyers need to get involved. They just screw things up. They will issue a 200-page document that won't say a damn thing, just confuse you. So now you have a reason to hire another one to interpret that. But anyway, I'm truly honored to be here, and I thank the Winter family for this. But there are also some people in my life that I want to thank, beginning with my parents. I became familiar with McKinley Winters when I was 8 years old, and I'd come down here with my father when he was buying cattle. The only reason I came down, it was the only way I could get a Coke and a candy bar. That was a delicacy in those days. But as I got a couple years older, I didn't come along down, but we'd get this phone call. My father would be down here at the sale, and since I've got 10 brothers, there's 11 of us boys and 10 brothers, and he'd call, and he never called us by name. He'd just say, boys, we got some cattle coming in. A couple of you need to be at the house where we received the cattle. And we never asked how many truckloads were coming, but we have a half-mile hill that's about a mile from the home place. And if you remember the Detroit diesels, 2 cycles, you could hear those motors scream forever. So we could just sit there on the porch waiting for those trucks to show, and we could count never less than 2, but as many as 5 at a time, pots pulling up that hill. And then we'd see them come in the yard. And so my knowledge and awareness of the Winter livestock, it was McKinley Winter at that time, goes back a very long time. And I'm forever grateful for that opportunity. But other people that have influenced me in my life, and I want to give credit, I have to say that I absolutely had the best economics instructor in the world. His name is Dr. Jack McCulloch. He was raised on a ranch in Salina, Kansas, ran cattle and farmed in that area. There simply is not a person who could teach you more in 45 minutes than what he could. You couldn't get an A out of this guy. He was so damn tough. And I'll tell you a story about my first time in class. It was after I got out of the military, after we were called back in for 19 months for the Vietnam War, and signed up for Econ 101. And he comes walking in. He's got about 5 books and turns around, plops them down on the desk. You know, you hear him pop. And he says, my name is Dr. Jack McCulloch. If you think you're smart enough to pass my class without coming to class or not studying hard, I will give you whatever grade you earn. He said, but I will tell you right now, no one has ever passed my class that way. And that was the truth. He blew out half the class that signed up for Econ 101 that day. But the people who had him loved him. And to this day, I can still pick up the phone and call him. It's a great relationship. Another person who I've admired and helped me along the way is with the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City. He's retired now. His name was Dr. Alan Barkema. Did any of you in here ever attend the conferences we had at Fort Hays State University? You did. Well, you missed one of the best economics presenters you will ever run into. Gentle voice, never had a piece of paper. He would get up and go for 45 minutes straight, never look at a note, never repeat himself once. But he just had a brilliant delivery. And I remember one evening before we had the conference at Fort Hays, a bunch of cattle people, we were at a restaurant, and Dr. Barkema came in. So I introduced him to everyone. And when we were through, I said, Dr. Barkema, would you have some time to talk to these people? He said, sure. So we got the restaurant to set up a room. I think there were maybe 15 or 20 people there, and he sat in the middle and he answered questions for an hour and a half straight. And when he finished, I can't tell you how many people came up to me and said that was the most informative hour and a half I have ever spent in my life. So many thanks to him, because I've bent his ear many times on questions that I've had. But the thing I'm most grateful for is that I'm actually at this for 50 years, is the quality of people that I've met in the livestock industry. There's simply no better people. The ones that are problems or were problems, they're not around anymore. They're gone. We have the best people in the livestock industry today that we have ever had. And I want to thank each and every one of you for making it the very best segment of agriculture. And again, I want to thank all of you for being here. And again, thank the Winter family for this honor, and also want to congratulate the other inductees. Thank you for your time.